Hi, my name's Bethan Stockbridge and I took place in an activity management session in November 2015. There was myself, Kimberly West and Ashwad Cassells in my group, and we did it with 6 students, and the activity was called Herding Sheep. The activity took place in a sports hall in college, and it is a very big area in which everybody could carry out their activities. A risk assessment was produced before the activity took place to protect and prevent injuries from occurring to the students that were participating. The risk assessment included a few factors. The first one is the type of risk. So an example of that could be long hair getting tangled in equipment. The likelihood, which was numbered 1 to 5, and that is 1 being very unlikely to occur and 5 being very likely. And that's the same for severity, numbered 1 to 5. 1 being a very minor injury and 5 being a very severe injury / death. Control measures was put in, and that's prevention of a risk occurring. And using the same example before, we could ask everyone with long hair to tie their hair back. Risk rating, which is likelihood times severity. So for the long hair getting tangled in equipment, I put 3 for likelihood and 2 for severity, and that equals 6, which isn't very bad at all. However, if the results of the likelihood and severity were too high, then the activity wouldn't have taken place. We made sure all students were warned of the risk before the activity took place. We used equipment from the team building kit, which enabled us to carry out herding sheep. For herding sheep, students had to be blindfolded, but we made sure there was enough room for them to walk around without tripping over anything or bumping into anything or each other. However, there was a risk using equipment because there was poles on the floor, which students could have slipped over or fallen over, but wasn't very worried. And it was very unlikely to happen because there was a leader who we chose at the beginning of the activity, and they knew exactly what they had to do as we briefed them before. If we saw a potential risk or hazard during the activity, we could have stopped the activity and made it safe for students to carry on. Time was an issue during the activity, as there wasn't enough time to carry out 2 activities. So we decided to do 2 instead of putting all the equipment away and making a new activity. The sports hall was used because it's a very big area, but there was a few hazards that were taken into consideration, which were benches, football nets, etc. We made sure that all benches were put aside, and we made sure that the students were doing the activity away from these hazards. Everyone who took part in the activity were taken into account of their capabilities. As leaders, we chose an activity which was achievable for everyone. Before the task started, we asked all students if there were any injuries or any reasons why they couldn't take part, and luckily there was no issues. Before the activity took place, all students made sure that they were wearing appropriate clothing. For example, some of them had just come from class and were still wearing their college ties, so they had to take them off and make sure shoes were appropriate. And that's it.